Today we have the pleasure to meet Jan van Zanen, the Mayor of Utrecht. Thank you so much for doing this interview.
My pleasure.
You know, I'm actually a big fan of yours. I organized a party together with the Economic Board Utrecht. And I was to give the speech. I lost my voice that evening, or the day before. And so I was really nervous, and they told me, yes, Jan van Zanen, the Mayor of Utrecht, he's going to meet you in the back room. And then I got even more nervous. But you came in the room, you had the people that you work with you, and just started talking with us, asking where I'm from. And I said, yeah, I'm from the US, and you shared your experiences there as well. And suddenly I just felt really calm.
And you got your voice back.
But they turned the microphone really loud. And so we all walked out to the podium, and there were 300 people, I think, that evening. And I just took my notes and put them on the side and just spoke from my heart. So that was actually came from you. So thank you for that.
You're very welcome.
Have you done many interviews in English before?
No, not as much as in Dutch, but I have been doing interviews, giving interviews also when I'm in international podia. And of course, having worked in the Amsterdam area and now in Utrecht area, we have many internationals, so you have to be able to give interviews in English, but it's not a daily business. I even once gave an interview in French because we had a Tour de France here, the start of the Tour de France. But it was very hard, and I had to do it slowly. And I went to Düsseldorf and did one or two in German.
I saw that online.
You saw it online?
Yes.
And they understood what I said.
Nice. You've been the Mayor of Utrecht since January 1st, 2014.
That's true.
Before that, you were the Mayor of Amstelveen
Yes.
for 8 years.
Yes.
Maybe you can tell us how is a mayor elected or chosen here in the Netherlands?
We have quite a different system than the international society is used to, because we're not elected by the people, we're appointed. I have been an elected politician before, but now I'm a mayor appointed by the king officially, or actually by the national government. But the city council, the city parliament of Utrecht has influence on that. There are a few candidates. You can write a letter to the king. I would like to apply for the vacancy of the city of Utrecht or Amstelveen. And then city council, behind the scenes, of course in secrecy, decides the woman or guy they would like to propose to the national cabinet. Then the cabinet says, okay, we do it. And then the king appoints, and then I'm sworn in.
What is a typical day in the life of Jan van Zanen like?
I rise every morning at 6 o'clock, and then I take my bike, I comb my hair, I put on some training suits, and then I swim. I try to swim every working day from Monday till Friday. And then I will leave into the office at 8 o'clock, and I hope to be back before 11 in the evening. Long days. Long days, but also with funny things, with people, but also with sad things, people who are mourning, or difficult political questions to be dealt with.
Yeah, I can imagine. Which brings me to my next question. What's the best part of your job?
Meeting the people. I have the opportunity, people confide in me. You understand what I mean by that? They trust me. So they tell their stories, they tell their businessmen and women do. So I want to invest. What you think? Can you introduce me to things? But also people who are on low wage and have problems with housing or social problems or are addicted. They tell me their stories. They inspire me, and it's my role, and also have the opportunity to see and meet a lot of people, highly talented in cultural, the violist, the best violist, the best magician. I go to see sports, field hockey, or Daphne Schippers, the athlete, the Olympic athlete.
She's from Utrecht?
Yes, she's from Utrecht. So I meet many people, and I think that's the nicest part of my job, meeting so many people from all layers of society.
Did you have a hand in the coalition agreement Together We Are Utrecht and the public health policy of 2015 through 2018? And if so, can you talk about the importance of having a healthy city?
I had, of course, the forming of a coalition is a thing of the political parties, so they are in front. But of course, I had a hand in it because they ask me, they consult me, what do I think about some ideas and about the feasibility of things. So I was consulted and had a hand. But more importantly, I strongly believe in what the message of the coalition is and the agreement they made of healthy urban living. Because everywhere in the world you see a tendency that more people tend to live in cities. Cities grow. And that's a tendency you see everywhere in the world. And I can understand that it happens. But to us, being the local governments, it gives an extra responsibility because more people means people want to be mobile. People want to live, they need houses. But also people need their recreational areas, public areas, green. How can you organize that when cities are growing and cities are also, like Utrecht, deciding to facilitate that growth within the city boundaries? So not to hurt, to expand the cities in the greens around cities. No, they tend, to make, facilitate the growth by making higher buildings. And how can you then organize a climate that is healthy and being nice to live in public area? How can you make new forms of mobility, smart mobility possible? How can you please keep thinking of housing facilities, not only for young people, but also for the elderly, And so healthy urban living is something I strongly believe in because it is a responsibility of local government when you realize that cities are growing and will be growing in the next decades.
The international community of Utrecht is estimated to be 8% of the population. This is a two-part question. How does the gemeente welcome internationals to the city? And how do you see Utrecht on the international scene?
In my view, I experience more and more the bienvenue, feel welcome to the international community in Utrecht. More and more people know from the international community to find Utrecht not only as a tourist, but also as living here, being a student, because we get more and more international students.
It's true.
And my own experience is being in the city, you hear more and more international language, and also in shops. And also, on a personal level, I try to give attention, to pay attention to that, giving this interview, but also welcoming international students every two times a year when they start their studies at the hogeschool or at the university, at the campus. I did it already in the Amsterdam area, in Amstelveen, but we didn't do it here. But now, since 2 years, we do. So also, and we have an expert center, and we have the access people.
There's coming a new expat center.
Yes, and it's even growing, and also facilitates not only the experts and students, but also people who came here for refugee, for other reasons than for business, humanitarian reasons. And what can you see of it? Well, I think having more students here, having an international faculty and an outstanding university in the city, but also having more and more international events, like the movies, the National Film Dagen, the movie days, having international, the holiday fair at Jaarbeurs, the trade fair just around the corner, having that central station, totally renovated, 20 kilometers from Schiphol International Airport, and organizing international events like, for instance, the Tour de France, the Grand Départ in 2015, which gave an extra impulse to more people in the world being able to pronounce the word Utrecht a little bit right. How long did it take for you, and then you can take over again, to pronounce Utrecht a little bit like it should be?
And learning Dutch, yeah, I still learn a new Dutch word every day. And I still don't know if I absolutely pronounce Utrecht perfect. I will always have a little bit American accent.
Be proud of it.
There are a lot of renovations going on in Utrecht at the moment. Is there one development that you're particularly excited about?
Yeah, I was very excited about the new station called Vaartserijn to the south of the old inner city, Hoograven Rivierenwijk, because there you have all kind of new developments. The water tower, there is a nice restaurant on top of it. I like that area very much. Then of course here in the center, near Central Station, you have a total renovation also of the mall, Hoogkaterijnen, beautifully. And I like very much the roof, with the bulbs, the big top, the bollendak they call it. And it's a new name. I'm not sure what will be the name in 10 years. But I like the area. And of course, what I like very much is that the water of the Singel, it used to be one, singling the center of the old city. But there was the water was taken out, and the canal was taken out, and there was a road made, and now the road is gone, and the water is being back, and we're almost there that you can have the circle again, and I am very looking forward to reopen and to make that single be circular, that we can buy boats or.
Yep, me too.
And I'm really looking forward to it.
Me too. Would you like to share anything else? Perhaps a nice message for the internationals visiting and living in Utrecht?
I salute everybody who takes time, gives effort to get abroad, to take the chance to learn from other cultures, to learn other languages, to see how things function in other parts of the world. That's one. Secondly, I always hope that when people decide to come to Europe, to the Netherlands, which is a kind of a gateway to Europe, that they also visit not only Amsterdam or Rotterdam or The Hague, but also visit the heart of the Netherlands, the very heart of the Netherlands, Utrecht. And then I hope that that our efforts to let visitors, long time or short time, to let visitors feel at home here, that those efforts, we want them to feel at home, that they work, and that when they leave, they always keep a little part in their heart for Utrecht.
Thank you so much for doing this interview with us, Mr. Van Zanen. And I would like to give everyone a reminder that we'd like to organize a nice party for the international community in Utrecht on March 8th. And there you may hopefully have the chance to meet Mr. Van Zanen in person.
Oh, that's very nice. I'm already looking forward to it. See you on March 8th.